Okay, we are going to be doing a flight in the Black Square Baron 58 turbocharged professional here. From Jackson Hole, Wyoming here, up into Yellowstone. I'm not sure where the park is exactly, so hopefully we'll see it below us. And then we're going to fly on to Butte after we land in Yellowstone. We'll land in Butte, and then we'll take off and head straight to Kalispell. We're going to be flying live feather. Let me start over. We're going to be flying live weather, live time, and traffic. Or, no, I didn't do live traffic. We're doing all players, so we should be able to see multiplayer people flying around here. But I didn't want to follow ATC traffic control, so I didn't do live traffic. Something is going on here. All right. We are here in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. I don't think I've been here before. Maybe I have, but oh, that's cool. I'm gonna go over here and check this out real quick. Can I go in here? They go the right way. It looks like they have this modeled. I don't know if it has interior. It looks like it does. Interesting. Can we walk through walls? We can. All right, so we have a vending machine here with soda pops and whatnot, snacks. This is pretty cool. We have a interior modeled airport here at Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Baggage claim. More waiting here. What do we got back here? Stuff. The gift shop. Pretty cool. Okay, so I'm not sure. Am I crouched or something here? Am I crouched? I don't know how to get out of the crouch position. I haven't even been drinking anything but energy drinks today, and I'm slurring my words. Cool, bub. Let's see what's over here. Is this the bathroom? Can't go in the bathrooms. Off limits. All right, I'm gonna get back into my aircraft, so we're gonna teleport here. I don't know. Hopefully I can get out of here without crashing into anything, but we're gonna get everything situated here before I start the engine. And you know, I'm just gonna go both full there and full here. Get the batteries on, alternators on. I'll let that kick on there. And fuel pumps. Now, normally you're supposed to turn these on and then turn them off, but I don't have much luck doing that, so I just let them run. As I turn the key here. Or the magneto. Come on. See if I can blow a starter here. There we go. do the same thing with the left engine. I forgot to turn on my lights. Bad, bad, bad. Actually, that's not my lights, is it? That's AC. I was supposed to turn on lights before I tried that. This thing has full engine simulation, so I'm trying to be careful not to blow up anything. And get our landing and taxi lights on. Floodlights, strobes. I don't think we're gonna need any de-icing, but we'll find out. This thing has cabin pressure and temperature simulation 2. This one, it doesn't seem has the cabin pressure here, so maybe I don't have to worry about it in this one. Let's see, yeah. Icing, I think we're okay. Props are synced, so we're gonna go on and try to take off out of here. Let's get the map up on the GPS. And how do I zoom out here? All right, we're gonna attempt to back or do a UE here without crashing into anything. Ah, son of a gun. So that, oh good. I thought I was gonna have to start it all over again. But luckily, I have automatic respawn on, and I don't have to worry about it. Looks like we have some people landing here. I'm gonna try to beat this guy down the taxiway. I'm speeding, I know. I'm just trying to get there fast. I'm impatient. Blame it on the caffeine, okay? I don't got time. Gotta go. Sorry, buddy. Bye. Alright, let's get on down here. Trying to see what that guy's flying up there. Air China. Alright. This is a pretty cool little airport. I might fly over the top of it just to take a look at it. I am speeding down the runway. I'm doing a lot of bad things here that I shouldn't be doing. But we need to get in the air. We don't have time to talk to ATC today. We have things to do, places to see. We're gonna just go for it. Hopefully I don't blow this airplane up. We're gonna find out if I can keep this thing in the air. I've flown it for short distances, but not a decent flight like what we're doing here. So this is my first decently long flight in the Baron, Black Square Baron, and it's a very in-depth system, or the systems in this plane are very in-depth. And once we get in the air here, I'm gonna turn around. I'll show you the in-depth systems here. You can pull up the iPad and see the engine with the fuel flow, and you can do that with the electric system as well. It has fuses, and it's pretty cool actually. And the climate, altitude and whatnot will affect the way the engine starts, so every startup in this plane is different, and I have witnessed that. And so far I've only had a couple times where I blew the starter, but that's because I wasn't looking at fuel pressure. So I am going to fly stick and rudder for the most part today. Try to follow the map here, the pink line on the map. And I'll show you here. As you can see, we've got the engines here. Fuel flow. I should probably drop down the throttle here so I don't blow my engines up. RPMs are good. Manifold pressure is good. So left engine's a little red there, right's the same. Electric, see we have all the electric, shows where the shutoff is here. Cabin is 88 degrees Fahrenheit, so I could probably turn some AC on. Just throw that down there. Then I'm going to throw the autopilot on here real quick so that I don't end up crashing the aircraft. Alright, just as I do that, I'm not on any tracking there. So how do I do that? AC, air conditioning, low, and then cabin heat, pull to increase. Pilot air, pull to increase. There. And what does that say? Oxygen on. Okay. So we'll just do that and see how that changes the temperature. Let's turn off the autopilot here so I can fly. I'm going to try to get up over these mountains here. Get some altitude and some speed first. We level it off a bit. And we are on our way. Did I pull up the gear? I did, okay. Where? Okay, it shows the gear right there. Sorry, folks, I'm still learning this aircraft. We do have temperature dropping, so we are good. We're not going to pass out of heat exhaustion as we fly here. Just trying to gain some altitude. Slowly but surely. And let's drop the taxi lights off. Already got the... Whoa! I already have the landing lights off, so we don't have to worry about it. I am kind of worried about these mountains, though. It doesn't seem like I'm gaining much speed. So I am gonna kind of go the long way around here. Try to gain some altitude, and then I'll probably cut to the left here. I got my retro colored 1970-ish, 80-ish interior. which I love. I can almost feel it. Pretty sweet. I like this airplane a lot. All right. Let me drop down the manifold pressure a little. Yoke back up. I think I could probably cut over to the left here and fly over these mountains. So far, it looks like we have clear skies here over Wyoming. I know where we're headed. We're going to be hitting some weather. We'll see how long we can sustain a climb here over these mountains. Pretty rugged country down below. Hitting some turbulence. One of the cool things about this aircraft is the animation of the wings. When you hit turbulence, they bounce just like, see right there? It's so cool. I'm kind of a dork, I know, but little details like that make it even better. Look at that. I need to pay attention to where I'm flying now. Don't need to crash into the side of a mountain, but it's so cool looking at those wings bounce in the wind or the turbulence. It's just, I love it. Fly over this way. This thing scoots too. This thing is a fast aircraft. I think it might replace my Cessna 414. I know those of you that like the Cessna 414 from Flight Sim. What is it? Flight Simulation? What is that? I can't remember the developer name, dang it. That was my go-to. It's a really good aircraft, but this one might be my new go-to to fly for smaller aircraft. As long as I don't blow it up, that's the thing. You can blow this bad boy up. It also comes with a bunch of failures that you can set up if you so wish. There's like over 100 different failures that you can hit on the iPad down here, and you can practice what needs to be done. Trim us down a little bit here so I don't have to use so much yoke. Definitely bouncing around today here over these mountaintops. Where are we at? We're at 10,000 feet, 11,000 or 10,100 feet. Just skimming these mountaintops. All right, I see some points of interest off to the right, and I'm wondering if that might be Yellowstone Park. I was kind of hoping to see what they got going there after the latest update, because I know they updated Yellowstone. And honestly, I have not flown over Yellowstone in sim yet, so it'd be kind of cool to see what they have there. All right, we are flying over this beautiful landscape and just checking out my new airplane here. let's see here if my GPS, there we go. I can use autopilot here, which is great, so I can drink my drink here real quick without having to do anything. It's definitely windy. If you can see how my yoke's rocking back and forth and the plane's bouncing, we're hitting that wind, and once we get up here, I think we're going to be hitting some rain showers, but we'll see what happens. It's supposed to be rainy up in Kalispell. So I'm sure we're flying into some sort of weather. I'm not sure how far off it'll be though. Yeah, see how much wind we're hitting here? It's just bouncing us left and right. I have autopilot on and it's trying to keep it steady and level. So it's definitely not good good wind situation here. I'll take off the autopilot and see how bad it is while I'm flying. Oh yeah. It's making the autopilot work hard. Let's take an outside look here. What a cool airplane. And the sound, oh, the sound, it's kind of hard to fly third person like this, but the sound of this aircraft is amazing too. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. They've got a bunch of liveries for it, and each livery has different interiors, so if you don't like this interior, they've got more modern, man, wind, modern interiors. Dang, wind is brutal today. But they have different interiors, as I was saying, and more modern interiors if you're not into this retro orange. But this is my favorite, I think, so far. I need to take a look at others, but I really like the 70s/80s style nostalgia here that this plane gives you. What's the temperature out there? All right. I'm kind of wondering if that's Yellowstone over there. Yellowstone Park to the right. Half tempted to do a side mission here and check it out, but we're flying into Yellowstone Airport, so I'm assuming Yellowstone Airport's right there in Yellowstone, right? Taking a look at what we have down below. Looks like some sort of river canyon. Let's drop our props back a bit. Definitely have a strong headwind that's fighting against us. Sync our props. I know they're not out of sync, but I'll flip the switch anyways. Somebody's name is Autopilot. Clever. We are making our way. Let's see how far out we are. from Yellowstone. We're just about there. I'm almost thinking that might be Yellowstone Park over there. I'm half tempted to take a right. I think I am, just to see what those points of interest are out there. Because it would be a shame to be flying over Yellowstone and not see anything that has to do with geysers and stuff. So we're going to fly over this way and check it out. See if we gain some speed here by flying this way. Yeah, there. I can probably bring the props up to about 25 RPM here. All right, let's check out this here. What are we looking at? What do we have up here? Oh, he's flying the A320neo. Man, this is giving me some motion sickness here. Flying in VR and hitting the turbulence really gets you going. I can't imagine what a motion sim rig would do to you. All right, so this is Old Faithful up here. It'd be cool if the geysers shot off. We're gonna slow down a little bit here. All right, this is my first time flying over Yellowstone Park in the flight simulator, so this is gonna be cool. If it's cool enough, I might come back in a helicopter and get a closer look, but I really wanted to give this airplane a shot since I got it and haven't flown it much. I'm gonna kind of do a low flyby here. Check it out, and then we'll go land at the airport. Maybe, I don't know. That might be the airport down there. Or is that a visitor center? I've never been to Yellowstone, so this is interesting. I'm interested to see if they have any wildlife. Oh, look at that, it is exploding. That's cool. All right. Okay, so it's a hotel and resort. I'm definitely coming back here with a helicopter. Alright, we're coming back with a helicopter. Now let's check out what this is. Grand... What's that? What is that? Grand... I can't read it in my headset. It's all blurry. Plus I have old man eyes. Something spring. Muff? Prismatic? We're gonna go check it out though. Yeah, I'm definitely coming back in a helicopter and checking this place out. Now that I'm up close, the letters go away. I think it says prismatic. Prismatic spring. Okay. Cool. I guess we'll head back to check out the airport up here. Looks like it's directly ahead of us. And that's probably the airport I'm going to take off from when I bring the helicopter back here. Oh, hitting that turbulence again. Oh, come on, baby. Yeah, the wind is not liking us today here. I might stall out if I'm not careful. Trying to see where this airport might be. Here. Is it a bush landing strip here? I bet you it is. Am I looking at it right here? This might be it. Maybe not. I don't know. Keeping an eye out to see if there are any buffalo herds down below, but I'm not seeing anything pop up. Oh, we gotta fly over the Rockies over there. Are those the Grand Tetons? I don't know. Debating whether I want to land or not. I'm just trying to get an eye onto the airfield. I am not seeing anywhere. Huh. Looks like it might be. Supposedly down here somewhere. I'm thinking it's a bush landing. So I don't see any runways. Oh, there they are. Right off to the right there. There they are, unless that's a highway. Okay, I see. That is a highway. The runway's right there. I see her now. Now, I was thinking of landing, but since we have altitude already, I might just skip the landing. We'll just take a bird's eye view over the top. I don't think this is modeled anyways. If it were modeled, I might land, but it looks like it's just generic down there. So, yeah, I'm gonna keep on flying. Flying to Butte. Now, Butte is modeled, so we'll land in Butte. Man, that wind is bad. I can't even let go of the yoke with one hand here to get a drink of my energy drink without the plane dipping. All right, so far so good. I haven't blown the engine. Haven't crashed. Saw some geysers. And the newly modeled Yellowstone resort there. Definitely gonna go back there and check it out. I believe these are the Grand Tetons that we're flying over here. But we will be flying over the Rockies once we get past Butte. Oh, wind. Live weather makes flying very interesting. That's a fact. Whether it be wind or rain or snow or whatever there is. Usually it's the wind and zero visibility that really makes it challenging. Icing up's not fun, that's for sure. I can't remember. I'm trying to think of the first time I was doing a flight. In fact, I think I have it. I do. I have it on video. I was flying the Beechcraft 18. The Beechcraft 18 in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. And I was flying, I want to say I was flying from Seattle, or I was flying into Seattle from Vancouver, BC. And I was flying through live weather, and it was horrible, dark, nasty clouds, zero visibility until I flew through the clouds, and it was just dark gray nasty, and I started icing up. Luckily, the de-icing worked, but my wings were totally filled with ice, and I could barely see through my windshield. And I think that's the worst. Well, no, that's not the worst I've had in icing, but that's the worst icing I survived, I should say, during the flight sim. But I was, what was I flying? The DC-6, PMDG DC-6, I think. I was trying to take off out of Anchorage, Alaska, and it was freezing rain, live weather, and I couldn't even de-ice on the runway, and I tried taking off. Stupid. The ice just pulled me into the bay, or the ocean out there, Bering Sea, whatever I landed in. But yeah, that was the worst icing I've dealt with and crashed with. But recently I haven't really hit any ice, although I was pretty busy over the winter, so I wasn't flying during the winter months, and that probably has something to do with it. And now it's in the 80s, 90s, and don't have to really worry about icing. Normally I can fly faster in this, but it seems like I have to gain altitude to get over all these mountains here. So we're taking a nice slow flight to Butte here. I got to get up over these mountains. I'm trying not to stall out. I could probably use my autopilot and it might be quicker. But where's the fun in that? Alright, looks like up over here we're starting to see some clouds over the mountains. And that's where we're going to be hitting the weather. In fact, I have somebody texting me, so I am going to autopilot. Do some autopilot here. We're going to go 500 feet per minute on an incline. Just make sure that's stable. We'll do 600. See how that does. 1 second, folks, as I'm distracted here. Okay, that was an important text from my wife telling me that the cantaloupe in the fridge has mold on it, so we need to toss it. Sorry for the interruption. Priorities, you know, priorities. Moldy cantaloupe overflying in the Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm not complaining, not bitching, I'm just saying. I've got moldy cantaloupe in my refrigerator that needs to be thrown away. But that'll have to be taken care of after we're done flying here. So, looks like I am good to level off here. Take another sip of my energy drink. Take in the beautiful view that is all around us. I say us, as if you're in the airplane with me. But you're watching, right? Look at that bad boy bounce on the turbulence, just skipping along there. You know, I've not. Let's see if I can do this without crashing my computer. There we go. I lose one of my lighthouses when I look around because there's a shelf behind me blocking the view, but that's pretty cool. Little interior, not much leg room. That would kind of suck sitting back there. All right, we are not on track at all. I thought for sure I hit the navigation. I don't know. It might be because now I'm on GPS. Huh. Don't know. Turn the autopilot off and we'll get back on course here. Hi Holly, what are you doing? My dog's sniffing my leg. I felt warm air. Do you need to go potty? Do you need to go outside and go potty? Probably. Let's see how far away we are from Butte. It's a good thing I noticed we weren't on course because quite a ways away. What a view though, this is pretty cool. Alright, my dog needs to use the restroom, which is a little more important than moldy cantaloupe, so I will be... I'll be right back. So we're gonna pause it here. Pausing it here and taking an outside look. I'll be right back. Okie dokie, we are back in business. Let's jump in the cockpit before I unpause it. And we are, let me recenter. Golden. Oh, I have autopilot on. I can't trim down. What's going on? Now I should be able to gain some speed here. We got over those mountains and it looks like we're pretty good here. So far, so good. I thought we'd have a little more rain, but maybe that's up a ways. But maybe we'll luck out and have just a nice scenic flight like we're having here. That looks beautiful over there. I kind of want to fly over that way, but that's out of the way. That's a few hundred miles away. I don't want to go that way. We need to stay on course. We'll take a short break once I land in Butte. And get going. It won't be too long of a break. I have unlimited fuel on. I wish I would have turned that off so that it... need to turn my props down. Blow my engine out. I was kind of hoping to refuel it in Butte, but I forgot to turn the unlimited fuel off, so we'll just do what we do here and keep flying. I don't know why I can't gain speed. Maybe it's because I'm in a constant state of inclination. I don't know. So right now I have it leveled off. And it's not even barely... I must just be flying into the wind is what I'm thinking. It's not gaining any speed. In fact, it's barely doing anything. Oh, let's see here. Where's my autopilot? There it is. So I have autopilot on. That's heading. Altitude. Nav. Okay, so nav should take us in. Okay, so my buttons are working, but for some reason, maybe that's close enough for the sim to be following, but it doesn't seem to be following our heading, our coordinates. See, it's not lining up. I don't understand. If I have the nav on, I have GPS on. VLOC, GPS. It should be following, but for some reason, it's not turning into the flight path. Interesting. It's close enough, though, I guess. I'm just trying to figure out the GPS on this thing because I want to start flying this thing more often on smaller flights like this one. But we'll see what happens here. I need to also maybe do some flights where I have to type in the waypoints and whatnot and try that out so that I can use not Navigraph, but the other, it's the same, what is that? SimBrief. And load the SimBrief into the flight sim and enter it into the GPS here and then use Beyond ATC. So I want to play around with that as well. So that makes the flight a little more hands-on, so to speak, and gives you somewhat of a challenge while you're flying. So I'm trying to look here to see if there are any ETAs. I'm not too familiar. Flight plan. Distance. We're 49.6 nautical miles away from Butte, which is not too bad. This is our approach to KGPI. Huh, okay. I'm gonna have to mess around with this a little more. I've done it before in the past. Nothing there. But you see, this should be following that flight path. Maybe I'm just too far away from it for it to pick up. So we'll cut back in here and then try to capture it and see if maybe that's what's going on. I'm still not gaining any speed. I don't know if I'm too high in the air, if the altitude. Where are we at? We're at 200 feet, or 11,200 feet and climbing. But usually this thing scoots along quite well. And I feel like I'm moving like molasses. So we'll cut back into here. That might be what's going on. I might just be too far away sitting in the middle. Let's get over here. I didn't check my cowl flaps. I forgot I even had them. Hopefully. I think they're open. Maybe they're closed. I don't know. It didn't blow up the engine though on the takeoff, so I guess we're okay. Well, there's a perfect time to try the autopilot. Annoying alarm going off here. All right. Let's see if it does its deal here. Nav on. It should cut to the left if it captures it. Should actually be turning here. I've got nav on. Interesting. We'll see. I'm still gonna keep on this path here and see what happens. Alright, it's working now. Okay. For a moment there I was like, whoa, that wind's gonna make us crash, but it's working. That's what it was. I was just too far away from it to capture the coordinate there, or the GPS signal. I don't know how that works, if it's a signal or what, but looks like we have some sort of point of interest ahead of us. Somewhere special. Whoops. Wanted to take an outside look, see what we're flying over here. Yeah, it's been a bumpy ride all along the way here. Just bouncing. Look at those wings flex, man. That is so cool. All right. Kind of a rough ride here today. So I'm thinking that might be Butte up ahead. I am going to try to gain some altitude, but I'm thinking we're just hitting some really strong headwind here that's keeping us from picking up speed. So I've got everything pretty much maxed out. And we're just fighting the wind is what I think it is, and it's strong wind. We're flying in the wrong direction. Well, we're picking up speed now. Usually I'm flying about right here, and we've been pushed back here most of the flight, but we're picking up speed now, so we'll see what happens. But it's definitely the wind pushing back against us, so we're hitting some nasty wind. So I'm kind of wondering what it's gonna be like once we get a little closer to Kalispell, because it's dark, rainy clouds over Kalispell. And I noticed once we start getting into Butte, it starts getting cloudy, and I think that's what we're looking at directly ahead of us. And fact, that's probably, that point of interest is probably the Butte in Butte. Man, that wind is just kicking us around like this plane is struggling. It should smooth out once we get over these mountains here. It'd be cool if they had physics like when the airplane comes under stress, and if it's too stressful it rips wings off. It'd be cool if it actually did that, but I guess they want to keep it PG and don't want to freak people out. But it'd be pretty cool, that's all I'm saying. Okay, we're coming into Butte here. About 21 nautical miles. And I think I am going to land here. Definitely gonna land here. This is a modeled airport, so gonna check her out. I don't think I've flown to Butte. Can't talk. I don't think I've flown to Butte yet, so this will be fun. Get our landing lights on. And we'll start a descent. Going about 500 feet per minute. 600. We'll do 1,000. Why not? We're not in an old aircraft. Can do 1,000 feet per minute. As long as we don't go over speed. Why are we not dropping altitude? I have it set. Vertical speed, correct? Oh, that's why. Oh, my vertical speed is not working on this aircraft. Heading, nav. Huh. How do I do it on this? Okay, that's how we do it. We have to hit engage here. Engage. All right, that's what we got to do. I'm used to having a vertical speed button. Just click on when I hit my vertical speed button on my joystick, but apparently that doesn't work in this aircraft. I was kind of hoping it would work, but I'm gonna have to go stick and rudder here because I think I need to set my altitude to where it needs to go, and we're pretty close to where we need to be, so we're just gonna go in, stick and rudder here, and do what we can do. All we can. Might be able to get a little bumpy here, so you might want to put your seatbelts on. See if I can see where this runway is up here. Might cut to the left here and see if we can get lined up here. I'm looking at the map and it looks like it's off over to our right. There it is. All right, we can cut back throttle and go full. See if I can do this without crashing. Butte, Montana. We are here. I wonder if they have the tower out here. The whatever, they got this big tower that stands up. I don't know if it was a coal tower or what. I should probably focus on landing before I start sightseeing. We are coming in. This aircraft has such great sound. Gear are down. We are good to land. Beautiful. take this taxiway here. And then I will park right here real quick. And see what our next destination is, which I don't want to kill my engines here. Set the parking brake here real quick. I'm going to AC doors open. Is that it? No? Okay, let's check the flight plan here. I was going to say the map, but flight plan. Oh, I guess I have to be in the air in order for it to give me a distance. Alright, so we're taking our quick little break here. Gonna take a drink of my energy drink, and then we'll be taxiing back out to fly to Kalispell. Now, I'm assuming that the weather's gonna turn here into some rain. But we'll find out here once we get up there. Let's get our taxi lights up and going. Even though there's nobody here, we're gonna use our taxi lights. And we're not using ATC, so I don't know. Just practice. Practice makes perfect, right? Even if you're not really following the rules of the airport. All right. Let's see here. We're gonna fly. That way. So I think we'll just we'll take off from where we landed. And there's an animal. What kind of animal is that? Is that a... That's a deer, I think. Can't really make it out in my VR headset because it's kind of pixelated. That would not be good, hitting a deer on a landing strip. Oops, I hit the brake. This thing likes to get up and go. Sure hasn't been getting up and going where we've been going, but it's a pretty quick aircraft. Can't really tell in this video because we've been fighting the wind the whole way. Flaps. And we're gonna try to take off here. I think we have enough runway. To do so. And we are up. Gear up. Climbing. Got the autopilot going, so I can prop back here. Mixture back. And we are flying over Butte, Montana here. There's the Butte. Traffic down below. We get a little bit of altitude here and then I will level it off. But I'm gonna get to at least 8,000 feet. I should probably drop rate of climb down to 500 feet per minute. It's seeming like this is struggling to get to that altitude. Now why? It's definitely got a mind of its own here. Checking out the scenery down below here, trying to see if I can see that smokestack, but I think maybe that might be back over there somewhere. I can't remember exactly where that's at. I don't know if it's in-game either. But here's the weather I was talking about here. So this is going to be what's going to give us a challenge, I think. Which is good. I like a challenge. So we got nav. I need to get back over here. I want to get a good GPS signal in case we're flying zero visibility. I mean, I could do it stick and rudder if I needed to, but gear are up, right? And vertical speed, 500 feet per minute. See what this thing wants to do. It's definitely not following the navigation. So then again, I think maybe I'm too far away from it. So I'll cut back into it and see what happens. I'm kind of hoping we hit some thunderstorms up here, because I think the weather is just right for it. Got a cold front moving into some heat, and it might be just the perfect storm up here. I know, what kind of pilot wants to fly into a thunderstorm, right? A sim pilot. That's who. Alright. Let's zoom in here, see how close we are to it. I think we're turning into it, but I've been wrong before. It sure seems like we're not turning into it. And we're getting blown by the wind. Maybe that's over there. There it is. All right, we're gonna take a little side tour here to check out this stack over here. It's a mine. It's like a coal stack. I can't remember what it is, but it's the largest stack in the USA, I think. I can't remember what it was, but I got to fly by it. I was like, that looks like it might be the area that it's in, and you'll see it up here. Hopefully it's modeled. It looks like something out of the Lord of the Rings, like one of the towers when you're driving down the highway down here. It looks like a tower that you'd see in the Lord of the Rings. And we're going to check it out here. Check it out here in the flight simulator. In fact, I think I drove by it in American Truck Simulator, and it's in that game too, which is pretty cool. But it is pretty massive. We'll do this side mission here, and then we'll get back on track to Kalispell, Montana. I'm glad that it's clear enough here, because we're going to get into some nasty visibility here in the near future, but I'm glad it's clear enough here to actually see it ahead of us here. I just want to see if it looks like a glitch in the matrix or if it actually is modeled. From here, it looks like a glitch in the matrix. Like a blurry line. I don't know if you can, if they have a museum for this or if it's off limits, but I need to find that out because I'd like to get a closer look at this bad boy. This doesn't really give it justice. Okay, oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. See that thing up on the hill? That's what I'm talking about. I thought it was these 3 stacks here, but it's the one behind up on the hill here. It's one of these stacks, but it's massive. Now you can see why it looks like something out of the Lord of the Rings, but this thing was built in the 1800s, I think. And that's pretty cool. I think they might have it modeled. See if I can do this without crashing. We're running out of steam. Look how massive that thing is. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Yeah, that thing's crazy. Alright, I don't know why, but this thing doesn't have the get up and go that I'm used to. I don't have that much trouble trying to get this thing to go. Especially on a level, it just doesn't want to get speed. And I was thinking it was the wind, but we are I don't know what's going on with this thing. Maybe it is the wind. We'll fly back over this way and hopefully gain some more nautical speed here. I did pick a different variant, so I don't know if that has something to do with it or it might be, but normally you can go faster than what I'm going. I mean, we're barely even hitting 160. I have my flaps. Oh, my flaps were down. Ah, that makes so much sense now. I had a quarter flaps, so that's why. We should pick up speed now. A little more than what we were. In fact, I could probably follow the highway into Kalispell, but we're gonna fly as the crow flies today. Should probably turn off my landing lights and my taxi lights. I got sidetracked by sightseeing and forgot all the important stuff like flaps and lights. All the above. But now I know that's modeled back there. Let's see if we can see it from out here. Oh, yeah, you can barely see it. Catch some speed here, man. The wind, we are definitely fighting the wind though, so that is part of the reason it's been giving me trouble trying to speed up here. And it's probably gonna get worse once I turn into our heading. So I'm kind of going diagonal. So I'm kind of cutting through the wind at the same time as going into it. And once we turn to our left up here, it's going to slow us down because we're flying into that weather there. Just about ready to make that turn. I'll get the autopilot on and then I'm going to ascend into about 8,000 feet. Maybe 9,000 feet. 9,000, I might want to go to 10,000. All right, we're going to go into 10,000 feet. Altitude 2,000, 10,000, and arm. Now, for vertical speed, we want to go 500 feet per minute. We're going to engage that. Guess we're going 600 feet per minute till we reach 10,000 feet. I'll probably level us off at 9,000 feet, but I'm going to add that 10,000 feet in there just in case. So I'm going to keep an eye on my airspeed. Should give us a little more manifold, a little more throttle here. Some more props, that'll give us a little more airspeed and more power as we climb. Definitely climbing slow. Low and slow is what we're doing here, and I kind of don't like it. But at least we're climbing. Let's take an outside look here. Beautiful Montana. Man, that sounds and looks so good. You can hear the gusts of winds hitting the props there. That's pretty cool. All right, looks like we're heading into that rain I was talking about. You can see it off in the distance. So what are we at? We're at 7,000 and climbing. I know to get over the Rockies, we have to be at least 8,000 to 9,000 feet. So I think we're gonna be good, but we're gonna be in the clouds for sure, unless I fly above the clouds. But I kind of wanted to stay low, but we might have to go higher. We'll see what happens once we get up here. Let's see what our ETA is here. ETA flight plan. Nautical miles. Okay. To Scott. Great Scott. What's our flight plan look like? Oh, I'm zooming in. Just a straight shot. Trying to see. We'll be hitting the Rockies here real soon. And the weather. Yeah, I think I'll take it to 10,000 feet and level it off there and call it good. So I think we're going to be hitting zero visibility here in a short while. At least for a brief moment. I don't know what it's looking like in Kalispell. I could ask ChatGPT. That's what I'm gonna do. Let me check ChatGPT out here real quick. See what the ATIS. I'm flying into Glacier Park International. What is the ATIS report for landing at Glacier Park International currently? Okay, what was the frequency? 132.165? Where are my radios? Standby, pretty sure. 132. No, what am I doing here? 132.165? 625. Switch it. Okay. cancel.
Golf Papa, India Automated Weather Observation, 1900 Zulu. Wind, 158 at tree. Visibility, 10. Sky condition, ceiling 10,300 overcast. Temperature, 19 C. Dew point, 1 tree C. Altimeter tree 025.
3025.
Kilo Golf Papa, India Automated Weather Observation, 1900 Zulu.
Man.
Wind, 158 at tree. Visibility, 10. Sky condition, ceiling 10,300 overcast. Temperature, 19 C. Dew point, 1 tree C. Altimeter tree 025.
I don't know.
Kilo Golf Papa, India Automated Weather Observation, 1900 Zulu. Wind, 158 at tree. Visibility, 10. Sky condition, ceiling 10,300 overcast. Temperature, 19 C. Dew point, 1 tree C. Altimeter tree 025.
What's visibility?
Kilo Golf Papa, India Automated Weather Observation, 1900 Zulu. Wind, 158 at tree. Visibility, 10. Sky condition, ceiling 10.
Well, that's good.
300 overcast.
10.
Temperature, 19 C. Dew point, 1 tree C. Altimeter tree 025.
All right. So we're about right there at the ceiling. So with 10,000 feet, we've got good visibility. And yeah, we should be good to go. Chat GPT's awesome when you're flying in VR. Gives you the frequencies and whatnot, like she just did there. Did I just see a flash over there? Or am I seeing things? I don't know. But anyways, she got me the frequency to tune into the approach to Glacier Park, or not the approach, but the weather for the approach. So I was able to adjust my altitude and figure out what the conditions are so I can plan ahead. So we'll maintain 10,000 feet here as we fly over the Rockies. And we'll drop down to probably about 5,000 feet as we fly over Flathead Lake. Until then, we're just going to take it easy and try to get through this weather unscathed and in one piece. It's been a bouncy ride the whole way, and I'm glad we're getting into some interesting weather up here. And of course, it's got to be over the Rocky Mountains. And most likely it's because the Rocky Mountains act as like a weather dam, and all the weather hits those mountains and gets stuck there. And so it creates situations like what we're flying into now. So we're going to hit a wall of weather up here. And once we get through it, it should clear up to full visibility, which is nice. I thought the weather robot or whatever the heck it is was saying that there was only one visibility, so I was like, no, it's going to be a fun landing. But he said 10, which means 10, so 10 is the best case scenario. It means it's 10 miles of clear visibility versus 1 mile, which is pretty much zero visibility until the last second. We are making our way slowly but surely, but faster than what we were. And I'm almost out of energy drink. I hope I can sleep tonight because I drank 2 of them this afternoon. It might be a problem. So my wife and son get these energy drinks from the local coffee shop, and they use like this tea, yoba or something. I can't remember what it's called, but they're like different shots of flavoring Torani syrup in them, and they use this tea, 1 shot or 2 shot for the caffeine, and then they add the Torani syrup flavorings in carbonated water. So my son told my wife that you can make your own, you just need the syrups. So my wife and I went out and bought a bunch of different flavorings so that we can make them at home, which I don't think it's a good idea because I'm drinking too many energy drinks, and I try not to do that, but I was kind of tired today. And my dog's, you okay? My dog's coughing up something. Just 1 second. You okay? Are you okay? Got a hairball? Yeah. All right. I'm glad you're okay. She came upstairs for moral support. I think she thought she was choking or something. She's my aviator dog, aren't you? Yeah. You're my aviator dog, huh? Sit by my feet. I give you a little, scratches. Huh? Yeah. All right, we are flying through some weather here. Live weather, live time. And somehow we've missed the rain. It's off to our left, so that's okay. I kind of wanted to fly through it, but we might have a little bit up here that we get to experience. Just gives us a little more fun. Gives me a little more fun flying through rain and different weather. I said I was going to fly stick and rudder, but I'm sitting back enjoying here the view as I drink my drink, scratch my dog's chin. Instead of fighting the yoke, I'll let the autopilot do it for me because it's some rough flying today. But look at that view out the left side here. Depending on how clear the skies are around Kalispell, it could change by the time we get there. So, actually, let's see if it will.
Kilo Golf Papa, India, automated weather observation, 190 Zulu. Wind, 158 at tree. Visibility, 10. Sky condition, ceiling 10,300 overcast. Temperature, 19 C. Dew point, 1 tree C. Altimeter tree. Kilo Golf Papa, India, automated weather up.
It's the same, so it hasn't changed. But it could. The way the weather moves through Kalispell, it could change pretty quickly. And so far it's holding steady. But we might scare some horses if we can see well here, because I found some horses in a field that are actually there in real life. So I thought that was pretty cool. It's like, dude, they actually put horses and cows in this field where they're really at. And I was like, that's pretty funny, being it's down a side road. So I don't know how they knew to put them there, but they did. So if it's clear enough there, we're gonna do some dive bombing. We're gonna dive bomb some livestock, before we land at Glacier Park International. Let's zoom in here. And I really like this GPS setup and the radio setup. I'm not too familiar with it, but I like the fact that I can go here into the flight plan and I can edit it. Right now I have Scott approach, but if I wanted to do a different approach, I could hit those and add it in, which is pretty cool. And then I can also click on here and edit. If I didn't want to go to Glacier Park anymore, I could click on that and go to Spokane. I could change mid-flight pretty easily with this GPS in this aircraft. So, hey, you okay? Go get some water.